and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Monica. I like to post anti-MLMs, that's anti-multi-level marketing, and some true crime content here on this channel. So if any of that interests you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to stick around. In today's video, I am bringing you anti-MLM content. So of course, just as a disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only and just my opinions. Hey guys, Editing Monica here. I wanted to quickly say thank you so much to Maru for becoming one of my newest patron members. And thank you to all of you who support my videos by just watching them here on YouTube. But anyway, let's get back to the video. In today's video, I am going to be reacting to some MLM reps along with some of these MLM coach types. If you're not familiar with what those are, it's pretty much people who were within the MLM industry. Some of them, I question if some of them have never even been part of the MLM industry. They just hopped on this trend of trainings and stuff like that. But for the most part, a lot of these people do have a background in multi-level marketing, network marketing, social selling, attraction marketing, whatever you want to call it, because they like to put a different name on these things all the time. But we're going to go over some of those types of posts as well, because I thought that we should talk about that. It is part of the MLM industry, and it's another way for people to make money off of the people who are losing money within the MLM industry. If you're looking for more content that goes over these types of training programs, these coaches, etc., I highly recommend the channel, The Recovering Humbot. And the reason why is because Alonda is actually a professional instructional designer. So she has an expertise in these training programs because that's what the company that she works for, that's what they create, and that's what her expertise is in. So, like I said, if you're looking for more content about these types of people, highly recommend Alonda's channel. But without further ado, let me scooch over real quick and let's start reacting to some of these posts. This first one, this was sent to me a really long time ago, and I don't know why I never put it in a reaction video before. I had it screenshotted or saved to my camera roll thing, and I just completely forgot. Let's dive right into this foolery and this nonsense. I can't even, this is gonna anger a lot of you. Let me just read it. This was taken from a Facebook page and it was posted onto someone's Insta stories, and it says, "Please help. We have a friend whose 14-year-old daughter is having a psychotic break. She doesn't recognize her mom. What oils?" So this rep responded with, "Lavender oil. Hope that helps." I'm sorry, but if your friend's daughter is having some kind of as this person called it, a psychotic break, if they're experiencing something like that, something that is incredibly just, I can't imagine what the parents were going through. That must be so scary to go through as a parent, and so scary for the child to go through because they have no idea what is going on with them. In that situation, essential oils are not the answer. Like, I'm just at a loss for words, really. Because it angers me. It angers me so much because this is so dangerous. This 14-year-old daughter of her friends, this 14-year-old needs medical attention. She does not need essential oils. Essential oils are not going to help. I can't. What do you guys think about this one? I know that we started off really heavy, but let's just get into the next thing. This was from someone who I've actually been following on Instagram. She's been following me as well for a really long time. I want to say a couple years now. And I didn't know that she had joined Arbonne. She did spend the weekend with a bunch of Arbonne reps. Now this was, I don't know, I think this might have been, at the time of filming this, I think this was last weekend that this happened. I'm probably going to get this out after like 2 weeks or something of filming this. I've been trying to pre-film a bunch of stuff. But anyway, the caption reads, "Spent the weekend learning, growing, supporting, and leveling up in life. I wasn't looking for at Arbonne, but it's just what I needed to grow as a wife, mom, and entrepreneur. In any given moment, we have two choices: to step forward into growth or to step back into safety. It's time for you to decide, one day or day one. It's time to write your future. That makes me so sad because from the little interaction that I have had with this person, she seems like a really sweet, great person. She really, truly does. I can see why she got sucked into Arbonne. She is a mom. She also is an influencer. So she has a larger audience that she can speak to. I do think that if you start off with an MLM, and let's say that you already have a following, if you already have influence, it's going to be easier for you than someone who is just a stay-at-home mom and I'm just using this as an example, but a stay-at-home mom who isn't really on social media all that much, who doesn't really have too many friends or something like that, maybe doesn't even have that much family. An influencer with a following is already going to surpass that person because they have the following for it. I said that word so many times. But the portion about how spent the weekend learning, growing, supporting, and leveling up in life. An MLM is not leveling up in life. It's not. It's only going to either put you in debt, it's going to take time away from your family, or let's say you're one of the lucky ones that's able to build a ginormous team. You still have to spend time on your MLM, but at least at that point, you're making some kind of money. It might not be a lot, but it's enough for you in your head to think, well, just a year ago, I wasn't making anything. Now I'm making, it can be as little as $1,000 a month or something like that. And let's say that they've gone from their full-time job to that. Let's say that that's what happened. To some people, $1,000 a month is a lot. Other people, it's not a lot. But let's say that you went from that big of a jump that, just last year I wasn't making anything in a month. I was spending all this time. Now I'm making $1,000 a month. So for some people, that might be a huge deal. But it's not leveling up. It's really not. How is an MLM company leveling up? That really bothered me. But then to say that she wasn't looking for Arbonne, but it's just what she needed to grow as a wife, a mom, and an entrepreneur. How is an MLM helping you grow as a wife, a mom, and an entrepreneur? Because to me, what that seems like is a different way of wording time freedom. That's what that is. It's just a very completely different way of wording it, because you're saying that thanks to this MLM, you've been able to be a better wife and a better mom, which in turn means you have more time for your family, you have more time for your kids. Then it talks about how you have two choices, which is pretty much just saying either join me or watch me kind of a thing. So yeah, I feel so bad for her that she has gotten involved in MLMs because like I said, she seems like a great person from the little interaction that I've had, but I can see why she was sucked into it because like I said in the very beginning, she's a mom. She already has an influencer, I guess you could say presence. She already has influence over people, but it just, I really truly hate when MLMs go after moms. This post is going to be the first one that we look at, one of these MLM coach type people. I've already kind of mentioned it in the beginning of this video about these types of people. And I do think, now this is just my opinion, I do think that a lot of these ex-MLM reps who turn into, or even do this on the side, they have these training programs, they have these courses that you can take to be a better network marketer, social seller, direct seller, whatever you want to, whatever name they want to put on it. But I do think that they see they can make more money off of creating hype for these MLM reps than just being an MLM rep. And I do think that that's why so many of them, and I want to scream, and I know that I did this to myself because it's the algorithm. I know I did it to myself, but because I saved two of these coach type videos, all I keep seeing are more. And it's not the same person. It's different people. And they're constantly in my Facebook and my Instagram. It's just they're always in my feed now. So for me to see how many of these MLM coaches there are out there, that whole market is already saturated, because who's going to, and I'm not trying to diminish any of their hard work or anything like that, because it does take work to create a website, especially if you're doing it yourself and if you're learning how to do everything yourself. It does take time to do all of that. But why do they think that they're going to be able to make millions, let's say millions off of this? Some of them are, but we already have these big gurus, I guess you can say, that are very well known, like Eric Worre and Tony Robbins. Who else? There's a bunch. Grant Cardone. I could literally keep going. Or if you want, watch my friend Savvy's other channel with RK. It's called Your Morning Guru. They go through the lives of each guru for about a week. But if you're interested in more of that, they go through their routines and stuff. Definitely highly recommend that channel. But anyway, so we already have all of these gurus. Why do we need gurus? And I use that term very loosely. Why do we need more? Why do we need more of this? But I know that I rambled. Let's watch this video. So there's no audio on that. I'm really sorry, I forgot to give that warning ahead of time. If we want to, I'm gonna read the caption even though it's really long, but first I wanna go over the things that she put in her video. So the one thing says, people telling me they are still teaching their team to message 30 strangers a day, skip sleep, and hustle. Yeah, because that's just what the MLM industry does. Second one, my face when they tell me it's the only way. The last one says, me leaving them to their hustle harder in 2018 methods. What is it with some of these people constantly thinking that they have the answer, that they have some new innovative way of doing this, when really, if you break it all down, they don't. They're all the same. It's all the same word salad, really. So let's read the caption. It's very long, so I do apologize in advance. But it says, listen, sending 30 messages a day to random followers or people on your friends list is not what creates sustainable social selling success. Notice how she's calling it social selling. Sure, it might boost sales today, but will those people you beg to join you still be around tomorrow? Not likely. I agree with that 100%. Spending the day spamming strangers while potentially burning bridges left and right is not sustainable. Agreed. Throwing up a random post on social media of your favorite crock pot recipe won't cut it either. Feeling lost, inauthentic, and wondering why it's not working doesn't have to be your experience. This is where there is a high turn and burn rate in social selling, because people aren't being taught how to market and sell in a way that adds value to all parties involved. People aren't being taught who to add value to and how to add value. The social selling game has changed, friends, and if you are still pitching strangers all day in your DMs, then you are behind the times. What I will say about this is it's very annoying, and this is why so many people have talked about it. This is why so many people have just an issue with, and I mean, there's more issues with the MLM industry, but the reason why MLM reps have the nickname of Hunbot is because they literally just sound like robots. And you can tell that it's just a copy and paste script, and most of them say, hey hun, hey girl, that kind of a thing. So yeah, it's really annoying to get those messages, especially when they say things like, I took a look at your feed and I think it's great, blah, blah, blah. I took a look at your profile. Well, if you would have taken a look at my profile, because I still sometimes get these pitches, even though I'm very anti-MLM, I've made it very known that I'm anti-MLM. with having in my profile on, let's say, Instagram, for example, anti-MLM or anti-multi-level marketing and true crime YouTube, and still I get pitches? How do they not see that? If you're looking at my feed, if you're looking at my profile, how are you completely skipping over the fact that I am against the structure of the company that you're working for? The thing that you're pitching me, the opportunity that you're pitching me, I talk about that on my YouTube channel all the time. So anyway, let's see what this other way is. There is another way. Marketing can be authentic. There is that whole authenticity thing. And to add to the authenticity thing, when I was in Beachbody, just about to leave Beachbody, this became a popular thing to do, and that was to be more authentic and to become friends with people. Basically, you would become friends with people with the motive of eventually I'm going to pitch them the product, or eventually I'm going to pitch them the opportunity, but let me become friends with them first. And that did not sit well with me. I never used that tactic. I reacted to a paparazzi rep probably about a month and a half ago, maybe even 2 months ago now, of her talking about how to fake a friendship. In other words, I'm paraphrasing because she didn't really say this, but in my mind, she was teaching people how to fake friendships to recruit for paparazzi. I find that wrong, and it's not authentic. That's gross. Marketing can add value. Marketing can be meaningful. In fact, meaningful marketing is the key to attracting an audience and finding new recruits for the long run. When done this way, people message you about your offer. With the right approach, you attract people rather than repel people. The secret is quite simple, but most don't realize just how simple this business can be. Success in this business isn't just for the unicorns with a huge following. It can be for anyone. In my 3-day on-demand training, there's that training, I teach the 3 simple steps that create lasting results in the industry. Growing an online business doesn't have to feel inauthentic, spammy, or gross. It can be filled with purpose and meaning. Ready to learn what is working in 2021 and leave the 2018 model behind? Did I mention it's only $7? Yes, $7. And then it gives the link to the Social Selling Academy stuff. And $7. So let's put it this way. You're struggling with your MLM biz. And you're an MLM rep who's just trying to make some extra cash on the side to be able to pay for some extra debt you want to pay off, your student loans, maybe your car bill or your phone bill, groceries, whatever. Maybe you're wanting to stay home with your kids. Maybe you are already a stay-at-home mom and you just want to make a little extra cash, or you just want to join for the community, which we know is non-existent. But let's say that you want all of these things. You want the dream that these uplines told you about when they were recruiting you. And you might think $7 is really not a lot, because it costs me more money to fill my gas tank than this course will. And this course will, it can skyrocket my business. I need to know how to do these things. But here's my question though. Aren't you supposed to be getting all of this training from your upline, from your multi-level marketing company? Because whenever you hear a lot of these training calls or you hear these recruitment calls, they always talk about how, well, we have the tools to success for you. We have the steps to succeed. Just recently in my Q Sciences video, they said that in their intro video on the actual company's website by the CEO. They had the tools to success and all of that. So aren't you supposed to be getting all of this training from the MLM company? Isn't that why you paid for the starter kit? Isn't that why you're added to all of these private behind the scenes groups? Isn't that why you have an upline? That's what it should be for. Not for you to have this extra information. I mean, I'm all for educating yourself and learning more and learning from more than one person. I'm all for that. But when an MLM is saying that we have all of the tools for you to succeed, but yet you're going to turn around and you're going to go to a Tony Robbins conference, You're gonna buy a $7 course that you don't even know what's in it. Most of the information that these people are selling, these coaches are selling, is out there for you for free on the internet. Most of it is out there for free. So that's why it really bothers me that a lot of people will fall for this, especially because it's only $7. But if there's another course, now this coach has created hype for them because it's probably just a lot of motivational mumbo jumbo type stuff. So now they're thinking, oh, I got this. They're all pumped and hyped and everything. So they'll spend even more money because it's more of a self-development, personal development, self-help, whatever you want to call it, because that's heavily pushed within the MLM industry as well. This next video might anger a bunch of people, and we're going to talk about why it angers me.
Do the thing. I can't. Stop thinking about it and just do it. I don't have it totally figured out yet. Learn on the go. I don't want to mess it up. But messing up is how we learn.
So that is this coach's child that she's using to, I guess you can say, pitch the opportunity. And then this was the caption. Everyone needs a coach child's name in their life. He's not lying. Why wait till you have it all figured out? Here's a little hint. It will never happen. Is that a risk you're willing to take? Do it messy. Do it scared as hell. Just do it. That just reminds me of Shia LaBeouf. Do it.
Do it. Just do it.
Okay, anyway, trust me, a couple months from now, you'll be thankful you didn't wait. This is FOMO, fear of missing out, if you don't know what that stands for. This is all FOMO. That's all that this marketing tactic is. What I really, truly do not like is that this rep used, I mean, there's a lot of really terrible things that I don't like that she did with the caption saying, just do it, just jump right in. Even if you're scared, even if it's a really big risk for you, just do it. Just do it. But it angers me even more that she used her child or someone's child, maybe this isn't her child, someone's child, a child, for this video to create a recruitment pitch. I talked about this recently about how some of these MLM reps, in my opinion, and this is not to accuse anybody or anything like that, may or may not be allegedly exploiting their children, even if it's just a little bit. In my Matilda Jane video, I talked about when I was looking for information, I came across some YouTube videos of reps using their children to model the clothing. Some of these children, they looked like they were having fun because, oh, I get to try on pretty frilly dresses and I get to feel like a princess for a day. But then the other children just looked so miserable and they looked like they were forced to do this, or that like, I just want to go play with whatever it is that I want to play with, but mommy has to make me put this dress on and model it for her followers. And for some of them, you could tell that they were being coached as to what to say prior to being on camera. This, to me, is really going on the borderline, I guess you can say, of family vloggers, and how family vloggers, in my opinion, exploit their children. Because these kids, they can't consent to being on camera. And another thing, any sales or any money that they possibly get from these types of videos or these types of posts, are they giving any of that to their kids? Because technically their kids are working for their business, in a sense. So that's why I can't stand when reps do that, when they use their children for their business. It angers me a lot. But the caption itself, just as I already mentioned, FOMO, that's all that she's doing here. It's nothing that we haven't seen before. And I'm sorry that some of this is probably a repeat from things that I've talked about in the past. But yeah, it's just FOMO. That's all that she's doing here. And to just jump right in. This is what, please don't just jump right into something, especially if it is a risk for you. If it's a risk for you, like how she said here, is that a risk you're willing to take? If something like this is a risk for you, regardless if it's an MLM or another opportunity of some sort, or you want to start your own business, if it is a risk for you, I highly recommend don't just go with your emotions. Sit down, think about it logically. If you need to list out pros and cons of each, if you need to work on a budget, if you need to work on a business plan, or let's say that you're doing all of the numbers, let's say that you're adding up all the numbers. See with all of the numbers and how much it's going to cost you to start up and all of that, whether, like I said, whether it be your own business or it be an MLM. I don't recommend joining an MLM, but I can't stop anybody from doing so. Make out a budget and see how long you can be a part of this and how long you can pay for certain things out of pocket before you're really in the red. That's what I would recommend doing. Don't just jump right into it. This next post was actually by an anti-MLM advocate on Instagram, and it's anti-MLM Bari. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'm so sorry if I'm not. But this person brought up a very good point. And it says, at Mercedes-Benz, at Cadillac, can we get a comment on why you allow your branding to be used by predatory MLMs? Why do you lend your name to these unethical businesses? Caption reads, MLMs are noted predatory business models. The research and statistics support this. They keep women and people of color trapped in cycles of poverty. They use cult tactics. You feel better now, Zero? They use cult tactics to target the vulnerable. They unfairly take advantage of the economically disadvantaged. Why do you allow your branding to prop up their lies? Why do you participate in their branding and programs? That's a legitimate question that I think we need answered. Why do these car companies, why do they do that? Why is Mercedes and Cadillac open to these programs? I don't get it either. We need answers. This next video that I'm going to play is another one of these MLM coach training course type people. I really hope that the child's voice that is in it is not her actual child. I hope that it's maybe a robot or it's just some kind of voice system creating the child's voice. She did speed it up so there's like that chipmunk sound in it. I call it the chipmunk sound, but it's still, you can clearly tell that it's a child's voice. Again, I hope it's not her child or someone else's child, because I already went over how I don't like that they use their children to shill their products. But let's watch this video.
Mom, why do most network marketers send you those big spammy messages trying to get you on their team?
Sweetie, they just don't know any better. They don't know that they can attract and enroll their perfect customers and team members without being stealthy weirdos.
Mom, how do they learn that?
They get the 3-step social influencer formula to skyrocket their business by clicking on the button.
The caption reads, in just 2 months, I added 112 people to my team from all over the world, all without prospecting, bugging friends and family, posting before and afters of my products on social media. Now you're thinking, no way. See, it wasn't long ago that I was trying to get anyone that could fog a mirror to take a look at my product or business. Wow, I can't talk today. Posting 10 times a day, messaging, tweeting, and basically bugging everyone to listen to me. I was not that successful. Sure, I enrolled a couple of people, but they would quit before I could get them started. My business was going backwards and I wanted to quit. My name is blah, 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 and there is something you need to know. The only way to build big and fast is to get more eyeballs on your offer. But what if you run out of friends and family? Because that will eventually happen. Flooding your newsfeed, Facebook groups with your products and hope people would buy, or sending hundreds of copy and paste messages to strangers every day. Notice how this is just a repeat of the last MLM coach, and these are two completely different people. But then I discovered a smarter and simpler approach that is way better than being a professional spammer online. Oh, so she admitted that she was spamming people before. You probably still are. Even if you're a no name with no team, no proof, and no experience. In fact, I've taught this strategy to my team and they're ranking up and earning incentives right along with me. You can learn how to do it inside the social influence formula, then there's a link to it. Inside this blueprint, you'll discover 4 secrets. How to get people to message you about your business without sending hundreds of copy and paste messages to strangers. How to grow a global network of people on social media excited about the opportunity to work with you so you never run out of people to talk to. How to grow influence and be recognized as a leader, even if you're brand new and have no team yet. How to attract high quality prospects into your team so you can duplicate and rank advance faster, and so much more. So you don't get any information. You just say that she has a secret. You know, these marketing tactics really remind me of the same marketing tactic that they used for the book and the movie The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. I'm currently researching that for a video, so that's what's really in my head a lot these days. But it's the same exact marketing tactic. You're creating hype, you're creating a secret to be spoken about, and who doesn't want to know the latest secret or the latest gossip? I mean, some people don't really care to know that kind of stuff, but it's all a marketing tactic. That's all that this is. The next post is from Anti-MLM Pro Small Businesses, but it was on an Insta story that I saw from the Anti-MLM CEO. And it says, "Can't pay my rent, but I got Color Street nails." Oh my, that's bad. That is beyond bad. Let's just think about this logically. Do you really need those stupid nail wraps that are sold in Walmart and Ulta because it is part of the parent company? I forget the name of the parent company, but they sell these nail wraps in, I think it's Ulta and Walmart. Do you really need those, or do you need a place to live? I would say that you need a place to live, but that's just me. This next rep that I'm going to play these 3 reels from, she is in Monet, but the reason why I wanted to play them is because I found it so hilarious. I found out from watching an anti-MLM Insta story by anti-MLM Boss Babe. Yes, it was anti-MLM Boss Babe. And I think anti-MLM Advocate shared it as well. But I watched this Insta story of this very same rep talking about how she blocks her haters. Well, she didn't really talk about it. It was a reel, so she did like a lip sync thing, and it was the green screen in the back where you could see she was definitely scrolling through her block list. So I was curious because I saw a few anti-MLM people that were blocked in there. So I was curious. I was like, I think this girl looks familiar. I think I've reacted to her before. Sure as shit, I have reacted to her before, but I looked and I'm blocked. I didn't even know what her username was because I found the video that I reacted to on Anti-MLM Advocate's Instagram. So I had no idea who this person was until Anti-MLM Boss Babe. Sorry, there's so many. Anti-MLM Boss Babe posted it on her Insta story, and then that's when I saw the username. And yeah, I'm blocked. So I thought it would be funny to play 3 other reels that I found from another account because, yeah, I have other accounts. But I thought that I would play these because they're just interesting to me. So this first one.
Successful women want other women to be successful. So if you're around a woman that is hating, I can promise you she's not successful. The woman who's hustling and the woman who's hating, they don't speak the same language. You better watch your back.
I find that hilarious. The reason why is because I know that this is towards people who are against the MLM structure. This is towards the people who don't agree with Monet and don't agree with the products and all of that. So they all call us haters. Well, maybe not all of them, but I've been called a hater numerous times by MLM reps from all different types of MLMs. So this is going towards those types of people who are just haters. Here's the thing is, like I said, I've been called a hater, so I fall into this category. I'm successful, and I'm not saying that to toot my own horn or anything like that, but I am. I would consider myself successful, and I'm not hating because I'm not successful and that I'm jealous over her lifestyle or anything like that, because I'm not. I am definitely not. I think that the company she's working for is a predatory company. I think that they use terrible marketing tactics, and I just think that they're terrible. It doesn't mean that I have an issue with this rep directly. I don't even know her. Maybe she is someone that I would be friends with. I don't know, because I don't know her personally. So it's not that I'm hating on her. I would love for her to be successful. I would absolutely love for her to be successful, but not in an MLM. That doesn't mean that we don't speak the same. Okay, let me take that back. We don't speak the same language, because success in an MLM is scamming people. Success in my life, for example, is not doing that. We run an honest business, and I don't have to sit here and recruit people in order to make money, if that makes sense. The other video that I wanted to show by her, she used audio from Schitt's Creek, and that is one of my favorite shows, and it makes me so upset that she used the audio from that. So let's watch this video real quick.
I have never heard someone say so many wrong things, one after the other, consecutively in a row.
Please don't use the audio from Schitt's Creek as a way to shill your opportunity and to try to combat the things that people say about you recruiting. But because she brought that up, let's look at this screenshot that I took of the things that were up on the screen. Some of these excuses, I guess you can say, are other ways of saying no politely, or people really being busy with their lives. Because if you're going to say that with an MLM, you work for yourself, you work on your own time, you work your own hours, eventually you can have your own time and financial freedom. If that's what you're going to say in the recruitment process, some of these people, they have lives, they have families. But the list of things that it says on here is, I'm too busy to post today. I can't. I'm going to wait until I'm more confident. No one will come if I host an event. Finding people to support is too hard. My friends and family wouldn't want the products, so I'm not going to ask them to buy. I'm not good at that. Some of these are good excuses to have. For example, I'm too busy to post today. That's a legitimate excuse or a legitimate thing to say. I can't. That's also a legitimate excuse, or whatever you want to call it. I'm going to wait until I'm more confident. That's something that I can see, because, you know, sometimes you aren't really confident and you get really nervous and everything. Let's say that you're in an MLM, and let's say that you're in like paparazzi. The way that paparazzi reps make their money, if they're not recruiting and if they're selling the product, is their Facebook lives. So that's something that you're never truly prepared for, and you just jump right in. So that's something that I can see someone saying that, and the rep being like, well, you just have to do it. You just have to go out and do it. But if someone really isn't confident, and if someone is really shy, then sales is not a job for them. And I'm not trying to say that to be rude or anything like that, because you can build confidence, but sometimes this type of sales environment that's not for everybody. No one will come if I host an event. That's a valid thing, because there's a lot of education out there about MLMs now. Not a lot of people want to go to MLM parties, whether it be online, or let's say if we're going back years to when people were hosting them in person, there was still education back then, not as much as there is today. But I mean, I get Facebook invites left and right. for these MLM parties, and I get so frustrated about them because I'm very openly anti-MLM. But anyway, finding people to support is too hard. So I'm assuming that finding people to recruit is hard. Well, yeah, because Monat is very saturated, very saturated. My friends and family wouldn't want the product, so I'm not going to ask them to buy. That's a legitimate thing. When I was in Beachbody, my parents didn't buy Shakeology from me. That's totally fine. I didn't care. That's their choice. It's their body. In this case, it's Monat. It's their hair. It's their, because they have skincare too. It's their skin. If they're already using a product, let's say that they're already using salon products, or they're already going to an esthetician, and they already have a routine. That's their routine. They don't have to buy from you. And the funny part about that is this is a rep that I reacted to a few weeks ago that was saying how if I'm not going to sleep over your house if you don't buy my products, because that means that I won't have Monat products to use at your house, kind of a thing. If you remember that, that's the same exact rep. And I'm not good at that. Some people might be saying these things, if you're trying to recruit people, some people might be saying these things just to be nice to you and to let you down, nicely and politely. They're just doing it so that they don't have to deal with, oh, well, I'm against MLMs or I'm anti-MLM. Some people might say no or no thanks. No is a complete sentence. So if someone says no to you, that's a complete sentence. The last and final video, I'm not going to put it up because the context gets lost if you don't hear the audio, but it's a song and I don't want to get copyrighted or anything like that, so I'm not going to play it. But the song, I forget what song it was, but she was pretty much talking about how she works nights, weekends, and just talking about how she's constantly working. She was lip syncing with it. And the caption says, when someone asks how many hours a day I put into my business to see big results, if you want to be poolside on Tuesday, just know the limit does not exist. Then you can't be out here trying to tell people, which I haven't seen her say it yet, but I haven't watched all of her videos. There's a lot of videos. I'm not going to sit there and go through all of her videos, but so I don't know if she said it, but other reps have said it, where, oh, this business is so easy. You just work from your phone. You work in pockets of time. You can't say that something is this easy where you just do this, but then on the other hand, you're working 24/7, and that's how you're able to live the life that you live because you work so much. So is it that you have a really great lifestyle, or are you working nonstop and you only get to have a break here and there? And that's when we see this lifestyle. When you go on vacation, are you actually enjoying your vacation, or are you working while you're on vacation? Because they say you can work from anywhere, but what they're really trying to tell you is you can work from everywhere. So when you're on vacation, you can still work. But when you're going on vacation, you should be disconnecting, if that makes sense. But those are all of the posts that I had today to react to. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about all of these reps, etc. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. This is Monica reporting to you live from a highway. Bye.